Three words I would use to describe Million Makers are
enterprising,
rewarding,
and fun.
it's fun.
It's really like setting up a mini enterprise, so they learn all sorts of skills through doing so and raise a great deal of money for the Prince's Trust at the same time. We've had such a broad range of fantastic ideas. Photography competitions. We had a very successful photography competition where people had to be photographed in a bizarre place with a rubber duck. Online schemes, for example, people auctioning advertising spacing. We've had a business club that's been very, very successful, and it actually helped one company drive a real sort of customer benefit and actually probably drive some new business. So very exciting range of things.
AXA run a programme called Fast Forward, and as part of that we were given the challenge of Million Makers. Fast Forward pool is 20 people, and we've split into two teams of 10 to really get a bit of a competitive edge internally as well as with all the other companies. So what we have here is a selection of sports memorabilia that we're going to auction. We've got a few small raffle prizes and some lesser cost items to auction to warm people up.
Bit of brainstorming, came up with all these creative ideas, and we had three distinct ones from the off. The wristband scheme, giving discounts to donators. We had the car raffle, which is now a big prize raffle, and then the add a pound scheme. Wristbands to symbolise, coming together, helping a charity, of course, but why not tie something in for the person who's donating? We've got restaurants, we've got bars, we've got clubs coming up as well. We've got shops, and like I said, one purchase there, 10%, maybe 20% of what you could get, sometimes can pay for the wristband.
We've actually got 10 teams taking part in the Prince's Trust Challenge this year. The 500 Business Club is a complete marketing strategy for any business. First is a publication, which is like a directory of services. So the businesses, for a donation of £500, were offered an advertising space, and the second phase was a website. So we would advertise their website on a dedicated 500business.com website.
When we set out, we wanted to do something that was really Scottish. Street art is very established down in the southwest. You're coming up to Scotland where, there's a wealth of talent, there's a huge amount of talent, and people just haven't kind of tapped into that. This preview evening, what we try to do is promote the young people's work. We've got some of the newer artists who got artwork in our street art raffle, and some of them are exhibiting as well, and then also be involved in the live collaboration.
They have to form their team, brainstorm their ideas, and then they have to write a business plan, which they bring to us, and we have a Dragon's Den style assessment of that plan.
Absolutely terrifying. The thought of coming in to a Dragon's Den, as it was pitched, working on the business plan, the cash flow forecasts, everything, and this project became as if it was our own business, it was our baby, so to speak. And the thought of coming in and having somebody that might turn around and pick holes in it was quite daunting, but luckily it went down really, really well.
As soon as you get into the Dragon's Den, I think you realise it's kind of, you're up against these people and they can basically say, yes or no. You really got to put your mind into it, and that's what I think they were looking for you to be really passionate about it.
Because we were challenged on our ideas, it meant that we came away with a much more structured, much more robust plan, and more importantly, a more achievable plan.
It develops people through project management, team building. So rather than obviously spending budget on training course, you're actually not spending any budget, but then you're raising funds for the Prince's Trust. So participants can also get a real sense of doing something for their community, doing something to help disadvantaged young people.
This is one method for us to get really effective training and development for our people. We do have a strong want to be a corporately socially responsible organisation. That has obviously some very positive impacts on our people who feel proud to work for an organisation that is also prepared to support another worthy organisation.
Well, I think one of the real differences is that we're giving the teams almost a clean sheet of paper to come up with their own ideas. So it's a real chance to show initiative, a real chance to come up with something different, and a real chance to be innovative in the way that they can tackle this.
The beauty of the Million Makers initiative, I think, for me, is that it applies to all different levels of employees and across an entire range of skill sets. So from our perspective, it was a great initiative to be able to get people engaged across the entire company. We had an example where somebody in the London team, for example, took on the role of treasurer. So she'd never done any finance, she'd never done any budgeting, and somebody else on the team who in fact was more junior than her by a level perspective coached her.
In RBS UK, we've had fantastic success. Some of the teams have really embraced it. We have one team, the 500 Club, who have just kind of taken this and, you know, they've decided that actually that the minimum amount of money is really minimum for them. You know, building on their existing kind of network, using their skills that they have to great advantage, and creating a local directory which kind of fit with what the business needs to do around its CSR challenges, but also creates for them a model that they can use that can produce a lot of money for the Prince's Trust.
Well, the Prince's Trust helps 40,000 young people each year to get into work, training and education, and one of our most successful programs is our Business Startup Program. So we're helping 2,500 young people each year to set up on their own in a small business. The funds that are being raised by the Million Makers teams are actually going a great deal towards safeguarding that program.
I have been quite surprised at how energised the teams that have been involved with this have been. I think it's a win-win for both parts. We get to help a very worthy cause, and the very worthy cause gets to help us as an organisation.
You do hit those moments, and it's a real test of character. Knowing that you are going down the right track, knowing that you're doing a good job is very important. So I think that's what it gives you.
If someone else had asked, another company asked me should they get involved, I would say definitely. The benefits that you have to your company and your staff, and the feel-good factor, and the fact that you can fit it to any challenge you have, for me it's just a no-brainer. You'd say yes and get on with it.